we're asking a very big question about whether the youths have been sidelined already, given the kind of conversation that is already taking place on the coalition side, on the APC side, and basically, generally speaking, on the political conversation about Nigeria's future. And of course, Nigeria is quite the youthful nation because according to the National Population Commission, over 70% of Nigeria's population is under the age of 35. 70% under the age of 35, right? Now, among these, millions are eligible by age, of course, and qualification to run for public offices, especially those, interested in politics and after the events of 2018-2019. Remember that Not Too Young to Run bill that was part of the Age Reduction Act back in 2018. Well, after that, not much has been recorded by way of substantial achievement. You fast forward it to 2025, and of course, the picture remains almost similar or the same. Out of 45 ministers appointed by the current administration, right, only 2 are under the age of 40. Now, in the National Assembly, less than 6% of lawmakers fall within this age category, right? And at the state level, youth representation remains sparse, with fewer than 10 under 40 commissioners across with less than 10 of them being under 40 as commissioners serving across the 36 states of the Federation. Now, we're asking this question because against the backdrop of 2027, these once again are either spectators, mobilizers, the ones on social media making a case for their political godfathers or their political choices, who are septuagenarians, as the case may be, or octogenarians by the time they either contest or by the time that they are leaving the scene as people in power. So let's have this conversation. Have the youths already lost out even before the game starts? And I'm talking about 2027, because you can pretty much tell whether you're talking about Atiku Abubakar, whether you're talking about the president, commander-in-chief, or you're talking about other political figures in the conversation, whether it's Peter Obi, whether it's Rotimi Amechi, whether it's Nasser Rufai. Yes, some of them have a youthful exuberance, but they do not fall under the category of those that we're talking about. So, does that mean another election cycle has come and there's likely going to be that passive youth participation, especially on the ballot itself? And you consider how democracy is about representation, right? If the majority of the people are young, why aren't the majority of the leaders young? All right, and of course, you can draw a certain disparity. All right, I believe we have our first caller. Hello, good morning, Shatima. Thank you so much for joining the conversation.
Good morning, Abdullahi.
Good to hear from you as always. How is Maiduguri this morning?
Maiduguri, alhamdulillah, Maiduguri is cool because we have rain this morning.
Yeah.
And the whole town is cool despite the hot weather that people already know.
That's very good to hear. Good. So go ahead.
Youth have already been highlighted, Abdullahi. Our youth, they have to organize themselves if they want to catch the game. Why did I say so is our youth, they are not working for themselves. They are working for their godfather. That is the reality. I can remember sometimes in this country, youth have disappointed us. Why did I say so? In the city of Kano, youth have plucked a list and put it on their head. What does that mean? They are ready for sale. Their vote is for sale. You see, they will be continue experiencing this kind of, of the operations, suppression and highlighted, because they did not organize themselves. They are not ready for the game. What they are after is to give them a ticket change so that they will satisfy themselves. That is the only thing. They don't care about what is happening for their future. Look at the recent report that you saw in your screen just now when the news is holding. A first-class degree holder is riding Keke. It's very, very unfortunate. And these people that they were in the corridor of power, so how they have been handled by our grandparents and our parents. First class holder is supposed to be in the university as a lecturer. That's the tradition. That's the tradition. But now people holding first class, holding a 2-1, and they were jubilant. Why? Because of the selfish interest. You see, they are, and most unfortunate, their own children with third class, you will find them, lecturing in the university. So our youth have to be wake up. They have to be wake up. They have to put all this money politics aside. They have to forget about the godfatherism. Let's fight for their own staff. We are not making. Look at their population that you have mentioned. It is enough for them to make a significant impact in the country. But what they are after is the chicken change. Their godfather that will give them. So they have to wake up. They have to wake up. And I'm always telling them that they have to ask their leaders, our leaders, what happened with that free education that they enjoy? What happened with that adequate security that they enjoy? What happened with the sound health that they enjoy? Look at all of them with no exception. They enjoy free education in this country. What are they doing today? They have filled that opportunity. They only open that chance to their immediate family and the rest of the people they are suffering. They have created artificial poverty and injected into society. Look at it. Honestly speaking, we are happy. Not used to organize themselves. Let's organize themselves. With that population that you have mentioned, it is good for them to do something for the betterness of the country. Thank you so much. That's my take this morning.
Thank you so much, Shatima. Have a good day. As always, a fantastic contribution from Shatima. I couldn't agree with you more or less on all of these points, right? And I just want to zoom in and zoom out a little bit. Right now, if you're keeping tabs with international developments, in New York, for instance, the mayoral race, right? You might have heard of the name Zoran Mamdani, right? Zoran. But one of the striking issues is the fact that it's not just a youth, but the way he's taking on the issues, right? It's quite unique to see him defeat an establishment candidate like Andrew Cuomo, for instance, who was, one-time governor of New York. And that is essentially the New Deal that Nigerians are asking for. But if you also zoom in on the African continent, look at what has happened in Senegal with Diomaye Faye, right? Or with Sonko, for instance, before he lost out in the presidential election because of, quote-unquote government overreach. Look at Diomaye Faye. Go to South Africa, for instance. Look at where the conversation is with the likes of Julius Malema, right? And on the other side of the aisle with the DA, I think some time ago with Musi Maimane, right? There are so many inspiring political achievements that Nigerian youths can actually learn from. And Nigerian youths are arguably some of the most fantastic, amazing, talented, people on the continent. And yet, when it comes to politics, music we're first, sports we're first, in the IT space or technology and AI, we're like some of the best out there. But when it comes to politics, we're always playing second fiddle. I believe we have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Abdullahi.
Good morning. Abbas, is this Abbas Sekon?
Yeah.
Abbas Sekon, how is Gombe this morning?
Fine, Gombe is cool.
Good.
Cool weather.
Good. Go ahead, please.
I also want to appreciate you. I really enjoyed each time I see you at the night daily politics. Man, you are wonderful. I appreciate you. I appreciate God for that. Keep on the good work.
Thank you.
Yeah. Based on the topic raised this morning, the youth have been sidelined. Yes, our youth have been sidelined. That is why they don't give them good qualitative education. They are not schooled so that their children will perpetually rule us. And again, our leaders keep on recycling themselves because our children are not schooled. They keep on recycling themselves. Look at the current new party that's on ground, it is recyclement. They recycle so that they will continue to enslave us perpetually. And that is why each time Shetima talks on TV, I always appreciate him. I love his dogmatic approach to issues discussed. I also want to add here that data has shown that almost 10 states have done what? Collected almost 400 and something million. This money they collected, what are they going to use it for? It's election. To buy our youth, to enslave them continually until we start doing something positive. If not, nothing will be redressed. What is the thing we need to do that is positive? Our youth needs to look for a credible leader and then vote out any government that is not relevant to security, relevant to policing, relevant to healthcare, relevant to food security. Thank you this morning. God bless.
Thank you so much, Abba Sekon. It's always a pleasure to hear from you. I think, to his point, the political establishment have found a way to make Nigerian youths believe that they can't do it without them, that they don't have the answers yet, that they don't have the experience yet. But I just want to share a quick, information with you regarding some of the things that has happened, especially in the early days of Nigeria as a country, right? Check this out. Anthony Enohoro, you know him, right? A legend in Nigeria. He moved for Nigeria's independence, and he was in his 30s when he was like the most active, right? You can talk about Matthew Mbu becoming Nigeria's minister at the age of 23. Ojukwu, for instance, in his 30s, leading, the Biafra nation, for instance, and reaching the height of his military career. And there's a whole lot more. Murtala Mohammed, at the age of 37, head of state. Yakubu Gowon, at the age of 31. And there are so many examples in the military, in politics, and they're all over the place. Safe to say that we don't have such at the moment. Let's speak to our next caller. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Morning. How are you doing this morning?
Fine, thank you so much for joining us. Please go ahead. Thank you so much for calling in. Please go ahead.
You see, the issue with your use is this. When Boris said our youth are lazy, when we were shouting they're lazy, they're lazy. But as you mentioned now, all these people that you've mentioned that have come across the Nigerian leadership, what is the strength of their achievements, commitment and zeal for the country? Our youth today are people who want everything cheap. You mentioned Senegal. Look at the trouble the president went through to become the president, and look at how the youth all mobilized behind him. Tell me what force that the youth are using to even say that from now on we are going to choose one youthful candidate and all of us are going to support him. Tell me where's the youthful force from? It's none. In the 80s, none could shake a government and bring a government down. Nigerian students. Do we have that kind of people today? We don't. So our youth are just people who really want to just enjoy without working. They don't want to suffer. They want everything free of charge. That is the situation of the youth. Tell me all this political movement going on. Where is the youthful political party in this country? What are they? What are they? So we should stop blaming all these old guys and say they are this, they are that. Tell me the useful force that we have that is politically viable that we are seeing now before 2027. What are they? What are they? They've not even chosen one person as a youth that this is the person who wants to vote for the next 2027 election. They've not done that. They've not even come together. So this old idea that the youth is for me is neither here nor there, because they are not committed to the country and they are not committed to politics. They want crumbs. Yeah, yes, I want to be youth leader. I want to be youth this. I want to be youth that. So when my father is there and he's the party, he will buy me a jeep. He will give me security. I'll be running around in town, planting myself. That is not what the youth wants. Just for the education. Just for the education. That's what our youth today have. Go out and really ask the youth what do they want, and you'll be surprised when anybody talks.